breaking updates coming in. Look, Bhavan, Tamil Nadu has issued a press release explaining Governor R.N. Ravi's walkout from the assembly, citing that his mic was repeatedly switched off and he was not allowed to speak. The release highlighted concerns over increasing atrocities against Dalits and sexual violence against Dalit women being bypassed in their speech. And it is also alleged disrespect to the national anthem and disregard for fundamental constitutional duties. Tamil Nadu governor walked out of assembly, and we see that the Lok Bhavan has issued a press release explaining why that happened. Saying that his mic was switched off, he was not allowed to speak. The release has highlighted concerns over increasing atrocities against Dalits and sexual violence against Dalit women being bypassed in the speech. He also alleged that the disrespect to the national anthem and disregard for fundamental constitutional duties. Getting some breaking news coming in. All right, protest between two groups at Assam's National Highway. What exactly is happening there? I really want to go across to Anirudh. Anirudh, what is happening there? Lot of protests. This is coming exclusive in Republic TV, first exclusive. What is happening at Assam's National Highway as we speak?
Yes, as yesterday one person died in an incident related to suspected cattle smuggling and cattle theft. After that, the situation has turned volatile in Kolkata, and it went out of control today when the two groups clashed between each other. And as the police tried to maintain the law and order situation in the district, the protesters had also hurled stones on the police, forcing the police to also use force in order to bring down the protesters. The situation still remains tense, and internet has been suspended in the district with immediate effect so that the situation can be brought under control. The police and the district administration, as well as the BTC administration, along with the state government, had been taking all measures possible to diffuse the tension between the two groups as of now, Sivangi.
There's some more updates coming in. If you could help us understand what exactly happened, because this is a law and order situation which has evolved, and there is also more information as to exactly what happened there. This is a law and order situation. And we're also getting more updates because it looks like that these are clashes between two groups in Kolkata and Assam. What else are we learning of? Anirudh?
Yes, Vangi, it's very clear that this is a law and order situation and has no such communal or ethnic angle. But yes, it is absolutely a pure law and order situation, and it has been also seen that though some different angles have emerged out in this particular incident, most of it can be attributed to large-scale rumor mongering that had actually led to such tension, and that is the reason why now immediately, with immediate effect, the internet has been put under suspension till further orders in the district, so that those indulging in rumor mongering cannot advance their agenda further.
Yes, there's a rapid action force also deployed to contain the situation. Anirudh, what else is happening? Has the security been stepped up more?
Yes, additional forces have been deployed. Requisition of more additional forces have also been requested. This is what we are picking up as of now. And also that in some areas where tension were at its peak, the situation has been diffused with deployment of additional forces.
Yes, we're sticking with these pictures which are coming in. One person has died following some clashes, protests between two groups at Assam's National Highway. Anirudh, stay on with us because this is a developing story and coming in from Kokrajhar in Assam. We also have some more updates coming in terms of the situation. This situation is leading to, because the government is saying of Assam, leading to some serious apprehension of a breach of public peace and tranquility in the district of Kokrajhar. So right now the focus would be, of course, to get the situation back in order. Anirudh.
Yes, absolutely. The efforts have been on to bring the situation under control, and as we speak, even top police officials have been rushed to the spot. And apart from that, the internet, as I was telling you, the internet has been put under suspension till further orders. And additional security forces have also been deployed. The Rapid Action Force have been deployed, and the other agencies have also been brought in to diffuse the tension. You know, some elements had been there which had been trying to make a law and order situation out in the state. Though that angle also needs to be investigated if at all there is some political angle to this incident, with some vested interest in groups had been trying to create out tension in the state in order to gain political mileage ahead of the Lok Sabha election, ahead of the Assam Legislative Assembly elections, which are scheduled around the corner. So all these angles cannot be ruled out. On the larger perspective, if we talk about on the larger perspective, it can also be seen because, Kokrajhar is a place which is strategic, which is very, very significant when it comes to the Chicken Neck corridor. And this incident is very close to the Chicken Neck corridor. So the agenda, if at all there is any agenda, that needs to be thoroughly investigated, and it cannot be, you cannot jump into a conclusion just by looking at the initial incidences. As far as this case is concerned, it needs to be thoroughly investigated, and you also need to be cautious while as we disseminate the information in public as far as this situation in Kokrajhar is concerned. Shivangi.
All right. Well, thank you for getting us all those details, Anirudh. I'll be coming back to you for more on this developing story. All right, US President Trump has triggered a fresh geopolitical debate with a provocative social media post on Truth Social. The image, which depicts Greenland as a future US territory, has now reignited questions about America's strategic ambition in the Arctic and President's long-standing interest in the region. Here's more on the story.
A single image, but one that has stirred the hornet's nest. A cartoon shared by Donald Trump on Truth Social. The post shows the US president planting the American flag on Greenland alongside a sign declaring it a future US territory. This is not unfamiliar territory for President Trump. During his earlier term, he openly floated the idea of the US purchasing Greenland, which was rejected by Denmark. Greenland's importance goes far beyond symbolism. The Arctic island sits at a strategic crossroads, rich in rare earth minerals and increasingly vital as melting ice opens new shipping routes.
Greenland is very important for the national security, including of Denmark. And the problem is not a thing that Denmark can do about it if Russia or China wants to occupy Greenland. But there's everything we can do. You found that out last week with Venezuela. There's everything we can do about things such as that. Not going to happen.
Critics say the post has stirred the hornet's nest, blurring the line between political messaging and foreign policy signaling. Danish leaders have repeatedly stated that Greenland is not for sale. As the United States, China and Russia eye the Arctic's future, Even symbolic gestures carry weight. Another reason why he wants to set foot on Greenland is because he stated that he doesn't want Russia or China to be his neighbors. For now, the post remains a provocative signal rather than policy. But coming from the President of the US, it is unlikely to be dismissed as mere political theatre.
And viewers, visuals have come up showcasing how our national heroes are being treated by government officials. I'll put out those visuals for you in a short while from now. And what you will see in these visuals, and put it out for you. It's been seen how a national hero is pleading in front of an official, requesting him to onboard his train on time. In another visual, it's been shown how the Indian athletes Dev Meena and Kuldeep Yadav, national champions, international medalists, faced humiliation at the Panvel railway station. They were harassed by officials over a sports pole with an 8,800 rupee fine demanded despite explaining their identity. After negotiations, 5,000 rupees was paid, allowing them to continue. Putting out these pictures, a shameful incident highlighting how India's sports heroes are treated.
हर बार नहीं सीधे बात करें हमारा जो अभी जो साहब आए आप बात करें इसके लिए प्रोसेस क्या है वो बात करूँगा जैसे भी बात कर पाऊंगा टूटी इंग्लिश जो भी बात करूँगा मैं जरा ना इनका कितना होता है देख क्या तुम हमारी ट्रेन में छूटे महोदय बस नहीं छूटेंगे सर आप जा सकते हैं गाड़ी में लेकिन ये आपका जाएगा नहीं फिर क्या हमें उसको बता दीजिए क्या करना है सेफ कस्टडी में रहेगा यहाँ पे आप बाद में आगे ये सर 20 लाख का सामान है सर जो भी है इधर सेफ अरे तेरी गाड़ी में टाइम है ओए दादा भाई तेरी गाड़ी में बहुत टाइम है 4 हर बार नहीं सीधे बात करें हमारा जो अभी जो साहब आए आप बात करें इसके लिए प्रोसेस क्या है वो बात करूँगा जैसे भी बात कर पाऊंगा टूटी इंग्लिश जो भी बात करूँगा मैं जरा ना इनका कितना होता है देख क्या तुम हमारी ट्रेन में छूटे महोदय बस नहीं छूटेंगे सर आप जा सकते हैं गाड़ी में लेकिन ये आपका जाएगा नहीं फिर क्या हमें उसको बता दीजिए क्या करना है सेफ कस्टडी में रहेगा यहाँ पे आप बाद में आगे ये सर 20 लाख का सामान है सर जो भी है इधर अरे तेरी गाड़ी में टाइम है ओए दादा भाई तेरी गाड़ी में बहुत टाइम है 4
Viewers, in a hard-hitting analysis, GD Bakshi breaks down the growing controversy around US intervention in Iran, warning of impulsive decision-making in Washington and risks of repeating past mistakes. Drawing parallels with Venezuela, Bakshi explains how rushed regime change strategies, covert operation sanctions and intelligence playbooks have failed to deliver the results. Take a look.
What the hell is happening in Iran? The simple fact is that the decision making in Washington is increasingly becoming impulse driven, dangerously impulse driven. Very strategic moves are being undertaken, apparently without much thought, without much analysis, without thinking the problem through. Take the example of what has happened in Venezuela. You know, there is that classic phrase, fools Russian where angels fear to tread. We found that the entire plan of, capturing Maduro had not been thought through beyond the first stage. What next? Was apparently a big gap when things developed so fast. They rushed in, Maduro was captured, huge amount of bribes were paid to buy people off so that they could do it in a bloodless manner. But then the regime, Maduro's regime, is still intact in Venezuela. The vice president has taken over and she has said that They are not prepared to be a colony of the United States. You could still have guerrilla action, and the oil companies have refused to go in. Had the whole thing been thought through before this whole process was started? Now let's take a look at what the hell is happening in Iran. There is been a complete collapse, a total failure of a colored revolution in Iran. This colored revolution had been in the offing for many months. For many months. The CIA, the Mossad, the MI6 had all been working jointly to instigate a major street revolution in Iran, and it has completely fizzled out. The fact of the matter is that the Mossad had cultivated the Afghan refugees, had fed a lot of money, supplied a lot of money and weapons to the Afghan refugees. They were planning to use the Kurds in a major way. 300 armed Kurds were to infiltrate into Iran and create mayhem. But surprisingly, Turkey tipped off Iran, and Iran was able to slaughter these 300 Kurds as they were trying to make their way into Iran. Pakistan has been told by the United States to provide weapons and small arms in a very major way to the Baluch insurgents in Sistan, Baluchistan, and the southern portion of Iran. There were reports that there was a huge shipment of small arms which had reached Karachi, and unconfirmed reports state that Iran attacked it with drones and set that ship on fire. Thousands of the Iranian authorities are supposedly have recovered thousands upon thousands of these weapons in Sistan, Baluchistan and Bushehr. Some 40,000 to 50,000, 40,000 to 50,000 Starlink satellite terminals were smuggled into Iran so that they would be the basis of a major colored revolution. They would be help to instigate a major colored revolution, spread propaganda and fake news, etc., to create a major crisis, generate a major crisis. The Chinese are said to have jammed these Starlink terminals. It looks like the Russians and the Chinese have learnt a great deal from these repeated colored revolutions in Bangladesh, in Nepal, in Sri Lanka, etc. And they have understood the playbook very well. What is the playbook? Impose heavy sanctions. Painful sanctions on the people that, hurt the people, that destroy the economy, that create anger and angst, which the American CIA seeks to harvest by the means of these colored revolutions. A lot of these Starlink terminals were captured by the Iranians, and it appears that a lot of the Mossad intelligence agents and networks got uncovered in the June attack that they had launched on Iran. A lot of these were exposed, and the Iranians have acted swiftly, I think perhaps with the help of the Russians and the Chinese, to mop up these Mossad networks, and they don't seem to have worked. Most of them seem to have been uncovered, compromised, and the Russians are experts at having red orchestras. They create local networks, which try and invite intelligence intervention, and then the whole network gets destroyed. Trump was riding high on hubris after he was able to capture Maduro, and his wife, and bring them to the United States in chains and handcuffs, etc. But he hadn't thought the entire Maduro episode through. Nothing seems to have been concretely planned on what next in Venezuela. But Trump was high on hubris and he wanted to go ahead with the Iran imbroglio. Why? Why is Trump seeking external diversions in such a brazen, in such a...
All right, getting you some pictures coming in from Kolkata. These are Congress holding protests outside Election Commission office over the SIR. Live visuals coming in of Congress protests outside the ECI office in Kolkata. You can see that the things are looking a little intense there because a lot of barricades have been broken. They're lying on the ground. We can see that it's a huge protest which has broken out. And these are the pictures that we're getting for our viewers. And as we keep getting our viewers top updates, we see that the situation is looking quite intense. We also see some security is also on the ground as a lot of sloganeering is happening. Pictures coming in from Kolkata, West Bengal. Congress holding a protest there. Live visuals of the Congress protest outside the ECI office in Kolkata. They are protesting outside the Election Commission office over SIR. First and exclusive on First Republic TV, pictures coming in of the situation which is evolving in West Bengal. In the backdrop of the kind of chaos we have seen over SIR in the state of West Bengal. Live pictures from Kolkata as Congress workers try to break the barricades and they're trying to enter the Election Commission office in Kolkata. Kishile is joining us. Kishile, lot of chaos we can see, and the situation is looking like it's snowballing. What's the latest coming in? Kishile.
These are live visuals in front of the CEO office in Kolkata, the election office in Kolkata, where Congress is protesting, and in the name of protest, we are seeing that they are also breaking barricades. They are throwing away barricades and creating a ruckus. Now, what are they demanding actually? They want to meet the CEO, they want to meet the election officer, and they want to demand that the SIR hearing process which is happening in West Bengal is not happening properly. This is what the Congress is saying. The Congress is saying that the SIR hearing is happening in a way which is helping the BJP, and hence they are protesting. We've already seen TMC workers and TMC-backed goons alleged by the BJP. As alleged by BJP, they have been vandalizing several BDO offices, SD offices across Bengal where the hearing was happening. And now we see that how the Congress workers are vandalizing, are creating a ruckus, creating a chaos in front of the CEO office in Kolkata. This is in Bibati Bagh area of Kolkata. CBD Bagh area of Kolkata near Esplanade. This is their office area. This is an area where many big MNCs and offices are there. Now this area has been completely blockaded by the Congress workers right now. They are saying that they need to meet the election officer and they need to speak to him in order to tell the chief electoral officer that the process of election, the SIR hearing is not happening in the way it should happen. That is why they are breaking barricades. The police is stopping them. Kolkata police have been deployed in that area. On the other hand, the Congress is raising slogans and saying that they need to meet the CEO, chief electoral officer, and they need to protest against everything that is happening, everything that the election commission is doing in West Bengal. So this whole interruption and chaos is mainly due to the SIR hearing right now. We will be coming back with these visuals and more breaking from Kolkata and across the nation after a short break. Keep watching Republic TV.
আর প্যার सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डवेयर मसाला। MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा हार्डवेयर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take...
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Live and Breaking with me on Republic. And now let's get you the headlines at this hour. Major corruption scandal hits Stalin government ahead of polls. 1,000 crore kickbacks to trail under scanner. ED receives suggests Stalin government received bribes of up to 35 lakhs from candidates selected for government jobs. Top officers, engineers close to Stalin's minister named by ED in a corruption scandal. No words by CM on money laundering. Karnataka DGP Ramachandra Rao suspended for allegedly being caught in an intimate act in office. CM Siddharamaiah says inquiry ordered. Youngest ever BJP President Nitin Abeen officially takes charge at BJP headquarters in presence of Prime Minister Modi. All right, viewers, starting this bulletin with a big breaking news coming in from Kolkata, West Bengal, where we can see Congress workers, in fact, are holding protests outside the Election Commission office, and this is over the SIR exercise. Now you can see on the visuals, Congress workers are trying there to go over the barricades and, in fact, even clashing with the forces present there, and all this chaos over the SIR exercise in the state. Getting you live visuals from Kolkata, where tensions are escalating on the ground in the capital city. Congress workers Congress workers are there protesting, trying to climb over the barricades, as you can see on your screen. And these protests are now escalating on the ground over SIR exercise. Viewers on Republic, we're getting you live visuals of how tensions are now unfolding on the ground in the capital city. In fact, as you can see, they have crossed the barricades and entered the EC office. Remember, these are the protests taking place over SIR exercise outside the Election Commission's office. And now you can see they've tossed the barricades, they've entered the office at the moment. Viewers, this is the live visuals we're getting you from Kolkata, and at this moment you can see Congress workers there clashing with the forces as they try to climb up the barricades. They've tossed some of them around and they're trying to enter the office. Those are the latest updates unfolding at this moment. In fact, coming in from Kolkata, where Congress workers, they're trying to forcibly enter the EC office in Kolkata. The live visuals we're getting you from the capital city. Live visuals on your screen where Congress workers are forcibly trying to enter the Election Commission office. And as you can see, they're chanting slogans as well and trying to enter the EC office forcibly. In fact, this as the tensions continue to mount in the state over SIR exercise. All right, there viewers, the tensions escalating in the capital of West Bengal, where SIR has become an issue of political storm, in fact, and there Congress workers on your screen trying to forcibly enter the Election Commission's office. They're chanting their slogans, they're clashing with the forces at present, they're climbing off the barricades. In fact, this as they try to forcibly enter the Election Commission's office, and all this over the SIR exercise. Remember, SIR has become a point of contention, a disputed, a contested issue in the state. Right now we're getting you live visuals where you can see Congress workers have tossed some of the barricades as well on the side. Now my colleague Hina is joining me on this with more details. Hina, we are given to understand that the Congress workers are forcibly trying to enter the Election Commission's office in Kolkata. Give us more details of what is exactly panning out right now.
Yeah, Ishita, so massive protests are happening because of the SIR issue that's been going on in West Bengal ahead of elections. We are hearing reports that protests are taking place because residents of the state allege that documents, when they submit the documents, the receipt has not been provided by the electors which are present in the poll offices. So that is what we are getting to know at this point in time. We also hear yesterday Supreme Court asking the Election Commission of India to do away with all sorts of logical discrepancies and ensure that there is a transparency that's been provided to everyone who is submitting their documents. The receipts need to be given, and that is what we are hearing. Massive protests are happening, and we also saw protests happen earlier as well when we saw a 29-year-old peddler died because of mistreatment. Family alleged that he was mistreated and that is the reason he died. They also alleged that he was beaten to death. So SIR is a big issue, a big election issue ahead of the elections. Only 3 months are left. A complete lawlessness is what we see in the state prevailing. Ishita.
All right, Hina, thank you for joining us and giving us those crucial details. Viewers, of protests continue in Kolkata over SIR as Congress workers forcibly try to enter the Election Commission's office. And now, viewers, months ahead of Tamil Nadu State Assembly elections, a major corruption scandal has hit the Stalin government. Now, viewers, according to Enforcement Directorate note, allegations have surfaced of a massive ₹1,000 crore kickbacks, which were in fact involve bribery and corruption in the examination and officer selection process, with the bribes allegedly ranging from ₹25 lakh to 35 lakh are being collected from each candidate. Now, viewers, the ED has claimed here that details of around 150 candidates were recovered from the phone of associates linked to KN Nehru, along with information also pointing to the involvement of his close aides. Now, the note, in fact, further seeks scrutiny into the appointments of nearly 2,500 candidates and states that the evidence related to the large-scale collection of bribes has been provided. Now, my colleague Sharda is joining me with more details on this. Sharda, it seems it's a big scandal that has hit the Tamil Nadu government right ahead of elections. Give us more details.
Well, the ED back in July 2025 had given a letter to the DGP of the Tamil Nadu stating that there is a complaint against the Ministry of Water and Municipal Administration, and pointed out that it was after the raids that were conducted at Minister K.N. Nehru's house in Trichy alongside his son K.N. Arun, who is also an MP, and his brother K.N. Ravichandran, who owns the TVH real estate. And following these raids that was done by the ED last year, literally 8 months back, is when the ED claimed that literally 1,050 crores has been taken by the DMK government as form of corruption in the cash for jobs scams for the government opportunities of at least 150 requirement seats that was given at 25 to 35 lakhs per seat is what the ED had claimed, and also told the DGP to file an FIR against the minister, as they have submitted at least 250 pages of proof saying that it was the Ministry of Waterworks and Administration that was involved in corruption. Now, today, this is the third time that the ED is passing on the letter to the DGP. Last 2 times, there was no FIR filed. And last week, the latest development that came through the High Court was that the government has ordered for the police to go into through all the papers that the ED has given them and file a case in relation to it. And now today, ED has come up again telling that this proves that directly involved Minister K.N. Nehru into this cash for jobs scam. And the corruption charges against the DMK, while it's not new in the last 5 years, this time DMK is claiming that this is a drama picked up by the opposition BJP and AIADMK just before the election, and saying that the centre is trying to drag down the DMK's name to ground with this particular corruption scam.
All right, Sharda, thank you for joining us and giving us those crucial details about the scandal that has hit the Tamil Nadu government. Thank you. And now, viewers, moving on, Tamil Nadu Governor R.N. Ravi walked out of the State Assembly before delivering his inaugural address, citing multiple issues, stating that the governor's microphone was reportedly switched off repeatedly, preventing him from speaking. Now, Lok Bhavan, the office of the governor of Tamil Nadu, also released a detailed press release explaining why Governor R.N. Ravi actually walked out of the State Assembly before delivering his inaugural address. Now, in the press release issued by the Lok Bhavan, the governor's office elaborated on the reasons for his decision. It stated that the speech contained numerous unsubstantiated claims and misleading statements while ignoring crucial issues affecting the people. In fact, claims of over rupees 12 lakh crore in investments were described as inaccurate, with many MOUs still on paper, and Tamil Nadu's foreign investment ranking having dropped from about 4th to 6th among Indian states. So those are the latest reasons which in fact have been cited by the governor's office for why he walked out of the State Assembly before the inaugural address.
He gave 13 other points, saying that the statements given by for his speech were also wrong, telling that the Tamil Nadu state government is giving misinformations in his speech. So what is your reaction to this?
No, this is nothing new to the State Assembly or the state of Tamil Nadu. He has been doing this for the 3rd time. And as per the constitution or the provision in the constitutions is that the governor can give his address in the assembly. But today the way he acted or the way he presented himself was really disgusting, and it is really an attack on the constitution rather, because he cannot give a discourse in the assembly just like he is addressing a public gathering. The way he acted is really alarming, and we feel that it is an insult to the state of Tamil Nadu and the state assembly. He may have differences with the state government, he may have differences with the chief minister, that is a different issue. But that doesn't mean he can air his or vent his differences in the floor of the assembly.
Sir, today Governor R.N. Ravi walked out without giving his customary speech, and he also given 13 points the Lok Bhavan has given, telling that the DMK had given infactual errors in the statement. What do you have to say?
The governor has certain issues with our governor's address. You should have responded to individual departments, and you should have sought clarification from the individual departments. Individual departments would have replied to them. Your governor's address, as you very well know, within the constitutional framework, it's a customary arrangement of the state government, so the government has to read it. Governor went against those principles, and he cited very flimsy reasons that national anthem should be sung in the beginning of the proceedings, but it's not so. It's a very well known fact that both at the union government offices and state government offices, that national anthem will be sung only at the end of the proceedings. So governor went against, not only the government, went against the principles of constitution, went against the assembly proceedings. By that he has insulted the 8 crore Tamil Nadu people, because we are the representations for them.
Today in Tamil Nadu Assembly, Tamil Nadu Honorable Governor has walked out without reading the speech prepared by the state government. It is not the first time that is happening. Frequently, from the governor's office, they are making a request of playing national anthem while he is starting his speech. Again, the state government, with an adamant nature, they have declined that request. And not only that, while Honorable Governor was addressing the assembly, they switched off the mic. And now we would have seen that the statement has been issued from the Lok Bhavan. So in which he has elaborately mentioned about some crucial points which has been ignored in the speech prepared by the state government. The state government, what we believe, intentionally adopting this strategy of fighting with the Honorable Governor. It is not the first time it is happening. And after Governor left Assembly, our Honorable Chief Minister has set out the prepared statement by saying that the customary right of the Assembly has been broken by the Honorable Governor and they are not accepting it. And above all, he has ridiculed the position of the governor by saying the saying of Article Dadi, what is the necessity of a bird for a goat.
And now we are shifting focus. The Enforcement Directorate carried out early morning raids in Karnataka in connection with the Sabarimala gold theft case. Now the searches are linked to the disappearance of 4.5 kilograms of gold, as investigators now intensify efforts to trace the missing quantity and fix responsibility. Take a look at this report.
ED has conducted early morning raids in Ballari in connection with a 4.5 kilogram gold robbery at the Sabarimala Ayyappa Swami temple in Kerala. 10 ED officials carried out simultaneous searches at Rodam Jewels located on Bengaluru Road and at the residence of its owner Govardhan in the Kote area. Govardhan has already been arrested in the temple gold robbery case. The case dates back to 2019, when the temple administration had handed over 42.8 kilograms of gold-coated copper plates to a Chennai-based artisan for electroplating work. However, when the material was returned, its weight had dropped to 38.258 kilograms, triggering suspicion over the missing quantity. Officials are continuing searches and financial scrutiny to trace the remaining gold and establish accountability.
And now viewers, a disturbing incident has come to light. India's national record holder in men's pole vault, Dev Meena, along with fellow athlete Kuldeep Yadav, they both faced an unfortunate incident while returning from the All India Inter-University Athletes Championship. Now they were both travelling, and this is when a TTE on the train objected to them carrying their essential
pole vault poles along specialized equipment which is vital for their sport and forced the duo to in fact deboard at a Panvel station in Maharashtra. Now viewers, despite the athletes' explanation and pleas that the poles were in fact necessary and therefore not prohibited items in this context, they were harassed. In fact, they were left stranded at the station for nearly 5 hours. Now, a video recorded by the athletes, in fact, detailing their ordeal, including Meena's question about what lesser-known juniors might face if top performers encounter such treatment, has now gone viral on social media. It has certainly sparked widespread controversy, highlighting logistical challenges Indian athletes have to endure during travel. In showing you the two athletes and how they had to face, in fact, harassment. They were deboarded and they were left stranded for hours at the Panvel station in Maharashtra. And this is when the officer objected. Let's also listen in to the reaction.
हर बार नहीं, सीधे बात कर रहे हमारा जो अभी जो साहब आए आप बात करें इसके लिए प्रोसेस क्या है वो बात करूँगा जैसे भी बात कर पाऊंगा टूटी हिंदी जो भी बात करूँगा मेजर ना इनका कितना होता है देख क्या तुम लाइक हमारी ट्रेन में छूटे महोदय बस नहीं छूटेंगे सर आप जा सकते हैं गाड़ी में लेकिन ट्रेन आपका जाएगा नहीं फिर क्या हमें उसको बता दीजिए क्या करना है सेफ कस्टडी में रहेगा यहाँ पे आप बाद में आगे ये सर 20 लाख का सामान है सर जो भी है इधर अरे तेरी गाड़ी में टाइम है ओए दादा भाई तेरी गाड़ी में बहुत टाइम है मेरा नाम देव मीना है मैं इंडिया का नेशनल रिकॉर्ड होल्डर प्लेयर हूँ और हाल ही में मैंने अभी नया नेशनल रिकॉर्ड बनाया है। ये मेरे साथ में कुलदीप है, इसने भी अभी हम यूनिवर्सिटी खेलने आए हैं और अभी हम महाराष्ट्र में महाराष्ट्र के पनवेल रेलवे स्टेशन पे यहाँ पे हमारे ना मतलब यहाँ पे हमको जो टीटी है सीनियर टीटी उन्होंने मतलब हमारे पोल देख लिया और यहाँ पे हमको मना कर दिया कि आप लोग नहीं जा सकते और मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा परेशान किए यहाँ पे और हमारी एक ट्रेन छूट चुकी है ऑलरेडी। हमने मतलब हमको 4 से 5 घंटा यहाँ पे बिठा के रखा पूरे बहुत परेशान हो चुके हैं यहाँ पे मतलब हर एक एथलीट अगर हमारे साथ ये चीज़ हो रही है तो मतलब मैं अपने जूनियरों से क्या एक्सपेक्ट करूँ कि मतलब उनके साथ क्या होता होगा। अगर एक एथलीट का मतलब एक इंटरनेशनल एथलीट के साथ ये चीज़ें अभी भी हो रही है इंडिया में तो आगे में क्या ही बोलूँ। और हमारे यहाँ मतलब जो यहाँ के इंचार्ज जो सीनियर टीसी इंचार्ज है आर के वर्मा सर और उनको सीनियर टीसीएम का ऑर्डर था कि ये लोग को 4 से 5 घंटे बैठा के रखो और ये जब तक फाइन नहीं भरते हैं तब तक इनको जाने नहीं दिया जाए। और यहाँ हम लोग 4-5 घंटे वेट करके अभी हम लोग अपना पोल उसी ट्रेन में लाते हम लोग फाइन भर दिए। अभी 5 घंटे बाद उन्होंने बोला कि बिना फाइन के इनको मत छोड़ो, कुछ भी हो जाए इनको बैठा के रखो। और हम लोग इंडिया के खिलाफ दोनों पोल वॉल्टर रहे तो पोल वॉल्ट इवेंट लिया तो इंडियन रेलवे कुछ ऐसा मतलब व्यवस्था चालू करे जिससे हमारा। और ये कोई नई बात नहीं है, ये तो हमेशा से ऐसे ही होता आ रहा है, मतलब ये कोई नई चीज़ नहीं है। मैं चाहता हूँ कुछ कोई तो कुछ करो इस चीज़ के लिए।
All right, and now my colleague Rakshita is joining me with more details on this. Rakshita, it seems that these top performers, they were carrying their essential sports equipment on the train, but they had to go through harassment. They were deboarded and then stranded for hours at the station, and this is when they were not even carrying any prohibited item.
Well, yes, there is this video that is going viral where the TTE, the ticket examiner, is saying that they are not allowed to take this equipment, and this is a very expensive equipment. Let us tell you, it's very, of course, the length is something that is cumbersome to travel with. But is there any other option? We do know that there are different athletes of different sports, be it cricket or other. They all carry their equipment and they have their own flights. They have all their special arrangements, special flights, special allowances that are made. But of course, these are pole vaulters. These are not somebody who, they are not somebody who everybody knows. They are not high-profile athletes. But let me tell you, they are national record holders. At a time when you have, athletes in pole vaulting only from the other countries, and nobody from India has made strides as these two have. And it's a shame that they had to be, waited. They have to wait for 5 hours. That's what they're saying. They had to wait, and they're claiming that they also had to pay a fine for it. They had to pay a fine for what? Only to travel with their equipment. So that's of course a very, very embarrassing situation. Right now we've seen from the badminton what happened in the India Open. That again caused embarrassment for the country. And at a time when India is looking to host more and more championships, and not just championships but the games like the Commonwealth Games, and also bidding for the Olympics, at a time when the Indian athletes should be focusing on their game, focusing on their training, focusing on getting at par with the international athletes. We are so far behind just because we are struggling to get through the bureaucracy, get through just simply offering support to these athletes who come from humble and modest backgrounds. Now here you can see that the way they are not at all, you can see in their tone, they're very respectful to the TTE, but the way that he's been talked to, or either I would say talked at, it's like they are being ordered and they are being punished for carrying what is required for their training. And yes, it can be difficult. They can always provide a solution for it. If at all it's a problem to travel with those poles. Instead, they are fined. They are being punished for going with this. So this is something that the Sports Authority of India, or Athletic Federation of India should also look into. However, there is complete silence from the federation, from the authorities who should be lending in support. In fact, they should be the one to, in fact, come to their rescue, to in fact speak to the railways, to let them, travel with the poles because it's necessary for their championship. So there is of course a lot of outrage if you see online, but there is complete silence. There's no statement yet from the Athletics Federation of India, from the Sports Authority of India, who should be actually the first responders in this case. The fact that they had to resort to posting this video or speaking to a sports agency, a sports media outlet to reach out to the people, this clearly shows the apathy towards the athletes of the country. We talk about hosting the games, but we cannot just support our own athletes. That is the travesty.
Right, Rakshita, this is clearly apathy and a shameful incident that we're looking at, and the fact that there has been no word from any sports authority at this point. My question is, what kind of messaging are we sending out to athletes across India, who put their heart and soul into these practice to represent their nation, and this is the kind of treatment they're meted out?
Absolutely. Well, this is, I could not really get your question, I'm sorry, Ishta, but this is, of course, completely an embarrassing situation.
Right. Rakshita, I was just asking about that, what kind of messaging we are sending through these incidents to athletes who are putting their heart and soul into practicing and to represent their nation. All right, viewers, now shifting focus. US President Donald Trump has triggered a fresh geopolitical debate with a proactive social media post on Truth Social. Now, the image which depicts Greenland as a future US territory has again reignited questions about America's strategic ambition in the Arctic and the president's long-standing interest in the region. Here's more on this story.
A single image, but one that has stirred the hornet's nest. A cartoon shared by Donald Trump on Truth Social. The post shows the US president planting the American flag on Greenland alongside a sign declaring it a future US territory. This is not unfamiliar territory for President Trump. During his earlier term, he openly floated the idea of the US purchasing Greenland, which was rejected by Denmark. Greenland's importance goes far beyond symbolism. The Arctic island sits at a strategic crossroads, rich in rare earth minerals and increasingly vital as melting ice opens new shipping routes.
Greenland is very important for the national security, including of Denmark. And the problem is not a thing that Denmark can do about it if Russia or China wants to occupy Greenland. But there's everything we can do. You found that out last week with Venezuela. There's everything we can do about things such as that. Not going to happen.
Critics say the post has stirred the hornet's nest, blurring the line between political messaging and foreign policy signaling. Danish leaders have repeatedly stated that Greenland is not for sale. As the United States, China and Russia eye the Arctic's future, even symbolic gestures carry weight. Another reason why he wants to set foot on Greenland is because he stated that he doesn't want Russia or China to be his neighbors. For now, the post remains a provocative signal rather than policy. But coming from the President of the US, it is unlikely to be dismissed as mere political theatre.
And now we are shifting focus. The anti-terror operation in Jammu and Kashmir's Kishtwar district has now entered its third day, with the security forces now widening the search area after busting a Jaish-e-Mohammed terror hideout meant for a long stay. Take a look at this report.
The anti-terror operation in Jammu and Kashmir's Kishtwar district has entered its third day, with security forces intensifying the hunt for Pakistani terrorists believed to be hiding in the region. On the second day of the operation, forces busted a terror hideout designed for a long haul, reportedly used by Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists. The Indian Army's White Knight Corps confirmed that the area of operations has been widened to ensure the terrorists are tracked down and neutralized. Top Army leadership reviewed the situation on ground, with Northern Army Commander Lieutenant General Prateek Sharma and White Knight Corps Commander Lieutenant General P.K. Mishra visiting the encounter site. Meanwhile, in a key development, 2 suspects have been detained from the Chatru area on suspicion of aiding the terrorists. The Jammu and Kashmir Police and the Indian Army are jointly questioning the suspects.
All right, viewers, on the other side, ED evidence suggests the Stalin government received bribes of up to 35 lakhs from candidates selected for government jobs. Karnataka DGP Ramachandra Rao suspended for allegedly being caught in an intimate act in office. CM Siddaramaiah says inquiry ordered.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime.
Major corruption scandal hits Stalin government ahead of polls. 1,000 crore kickbacks trail under scanner. ED evidence suggests the Stalin government received bribes of up to 35 lakhs rupees from candidates selected for government jobs. Top officers, engineers are close to Stalin's minister named by ED in corruption scandal. No word by CM on money laundering. Karnataka DGP Ramachandra Rao suspended for allegedly being caught in an intimate act in office. CM Siddaramaiah says inquiry ordered. Youngest ever BJP President Nitin Abeen officially takes charge at BJP headquarters in presence of Prime Minister Modi. Welcome viewers. Our top focus at this hour. Months ahead to the Tamil Nadu State Assembly elections, a major corruption scandal has now hit the Stalin government. Now viewers, according to an Enforcement Directorate note, allegations have surfaced of a massive ₹1,000 crore kickback scam involving bribery and corruption in the examination and officer selection process, with bribes allegedly ranging from ₹25 lakh to ₹35 lakh, in fact being collected from each candidate. Now, the ED has claimed that details of around 150 candidates were recovered from the phone of associates linked to K.N. Nehru, along with information pointing to the involvement of his close aides. Now, viewers, the note further seeks scrutiny into the appointment of nearly 2,500 candidates that, in fact, states that evidence related to the large-scale collection of bribes has been provided. So it seems the scandal is now widening, in fact, with ED now giving us some more details on this. My colleague Sharda is now joining me on this. Sharda, do give us more details of how this scandal has now hit the Tamil Nadu government regarding bribes being taken by top officers with regards to the examination.
Well, today the ED has come up for the third time telling the Tamil Nadu DGP that an FIR and a case should be filed against Minister K.N. Nadu of the DMK, who is in charge of the waterworks municipal administration as well. And this comes like exactly a year after. If we remember exactly last year in January, it was when the ED raids were conducted in K.N. Nehru's house in Trichy, and following which his son K.N. Ravichandran, who is an MP, and his brother's house, who is also a real estate owner, his houses were searched continuously from last year January to July. And following July, ED had given a full submission stating that they had seen a corruption of ₹1,050 crores, and then the ED also pointed out that it was for reason for the cash for job scams, and that the proofs came up in a 250-page which is submitted to the Tamil Nadu Police DGP last year in September, and in October as well they submitted another proof telling that the proof consolidation of the ED raids that happened from January to July in all relation to Minister K.N. Nehru and his family members, pointing out that the amount of ₹1,050 crores were taken, and it was all for the cash for job scams, and each the 150 positions that were given were all government jobs in the Department of Water Works, and each person had given 25 to 35 lakhs is what the ED claims. And this major allegation was kept against the DMK minister last year. However, the DMK never gave a heed, and the police did not file any case against them until last week that the Madras High Court had ordered them to look into this particular case. And today ED had come again for the third time, stressing that the police should file a case and file an FIR and do a proper investigation on this, and this is what the ED had requested. And now DMK claims that this is something mud thrown at them just before the elections coming. If you remember, in April the elections for the state is happening, and the 17th state legislative assembly elections, and DMK is pointing out, telling that they have a stronger part in the state of Tamil Nadu, and the opposition, being the AIADMK and BJP, is using the ED as a tool to sling mud at the DMK right before the elections, and DMK saying these corruption charges cannot bring them down.
Right, Ashar, these are massive allegations that have come to light. 1,000 crore kickbacks being taken by government officials. What are the kind of political reactions we are getting on this, and also what is the DMK government is saying at this point?
Well, as we spoke, the DMK leaders continue to deny the allegation of corruption charges against Minister K.N. Nehru. They challenged the ED and the centre, telling that if they can prove, they would get out of power. However, DMK is saying that it is only used as a tool for before the elections, and saying that these corruption charges would not do anything to the DMK, whereas the BJP and AIDMK has pointed out that in the last 4 years, multiple corruption charges have been placed against the DMK, including, as we see, Minister Sendil Balaji, who was taking care of the Tasmak and electricity boards, was removed. And it was after the Supreme Court order, because it was again for a cash for job scam that Sendil Balaji was accused, and later on, and there was no proof submitted, and then Sendil Balaji is now going on to the ED every now and then for investigations. It is the same way that the AIDMK is pointing out to Minister K.N. Nehru, telling that the minister had taken money, multiple corruptions has happened in the cash for job scam in the Ministry of Water Works, and that the DMK will have to take charge of this particular issue, is what the AIDMK has been pointing out.
All right, Shraddha, thank you for joining us. And now we're moving on to another breaking news this hour from, in fact, Noida. This is where Techie's death was, in fact, reported. We're given to understand at this point the SIT team, which was formed by CM Yogi Adityanath, has reached the spot. This is exactly where the incident took place. They're trying to take the car out, in fact, from that ditch. Remember, it is Yuvraj Mehta, 27-year-old Techie, who lost his life after his car collided with a drainage wall and then fell into the ditch. And despite rescue teams being present on the spot, they could not save him in time. It is, in fact, a glaring example of systemic apathy, the collapse of a system, and the negligence being reported at multiple levels. Remember, this is where residents had also raised concerns about poor lighting. Those concerns were not taken into account, and then this incident took place. Remember, he was driving from his work towards his home, and he was just minutes away, in fact, from his home. This is when the incident took place. My colleague Harsh is also joining me with more details on this. Harsh, present on the spot, walk us through what exactly is happening right now, where this incident took place.
What is happening right here. Now, we also spoke to the ADG a few minutes back. We are trying to now get in touch with the Chief Fire Officer. However, he seems to be not answering our phone calls. There are multiple attempts that have been made at our end to reach.
All right, my colleague Harsh continues to be present there. Harsh, you were telling us what exactly is happening on the ground. Do share more details.
About the car now, efforts are being made to pull it out. We are here at the scene. The team of SIT is here. They are trying to get details about what happened that night that took the 47. With him, no, he was not picking up our calls. We want, despite 80 officials being present on the site. Now you can see ropes, now you can see cranes all around.
All right, viewers, this is what is happening right now at the spot of the car. In fact, of Yuvraj Mehta, the Techie who lost his life to sheer negligence, is now being taken out with the SIT members being present on the spot. But viewers, this is unfortunate that the fact that we only wake up to such negligence after such unfortunate incidents have taken place. And now, viewers, shifting focus, a disturbing case has come to light from Kerala. This is where a 42-year-old man committed suicide after social media influencer accused him of sexual harassment on board a bus. Now, the video, in fact, of the alleged harassment had gone viral, and Deepak, a resident of Kozhikode district, died by suicide after Shimjata Mustafa shared the video accusing him of sexually harassing her during a bus ride. Now, the video sparked strong reactions with many trolling Deepak. In fact, Deepak's family has now come out. They filed a police complaint against the woman, and a case of abetment to suicide has also been registered. Investigators say that the accused woman is on the run at this point. Meanwhile, the Kerala Human Rights Commission has also ordered a probe into this matter. Viewers, this incident has certainly sparked a debate over social media trials.
അച്ഛനമ്മയ്ക്കും മക്കൾക്കും ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു അനുഭവം ഉണ്ടാവാൻ പാടില്ല. അതിൽ തക്കമായ ഇതിൽ അവർക്ക് വേണ്ട ചെയ്യുന്നു. അത് ഞങ്ങളിൽ ഇതിൽ ആ പെണ്ണിന് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള മനസ്സായിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. ഇതിലായാലും അത് നല്ല ഇതിൽ പ്രവർത്തിച്ച എല്ലാം വാക്കുകളില്ല. എന്തായാലും പ്രവർത്തിക്കാനായിട്ട് എനിക്കായിട്ട്
പെണ്ണിന് വേണ്ട ശിക്ഷ കൊടുക്കണം. ഇനി ഒരു അമ്മക്കച്ഛൻ ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു ഗതി വരരുത്. ഒരു മക്കൾക്ക് മതി. എൻ്റെ കുട്ടി പാവം കുട്ടിയാണ്. ആ കുട്ടീനെ കൊണ്ടാണ് ഈ വേണ്ടാത്തൊരു മുഴുവൻ ഈ പെണ്ണ് ഒരു കാലനായി വന്നില്ല എൻ്റെ മോൻ്റെ. ഇനി ആർക്ക് ഇത്ര വേദന ഇനി ഒരു വേദനയില്ല എനിക്ക് സഹിക്കുക. അത്ര വേദന സഹിച്ചിട്ടാണ് ഞാൻ നിൽക്കുന്നത്. ആർക്കും ഇനി ലോകത്തിൽ ഒരാൾക്കും ഒരമ്മക്ക് അച്ഛനും ആർക്കും ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു വിധി ഭഗവാൻ കൊടുക്കരുത്. ഇങ്ങനത്തെ പെണ്ണുങ്ങളെ ഇനി ഉണ്ടാക്കരുത്. ഈ പെണ്ണിന് വേണ്ടത് കൊടുക്കണം. എന്താ വേണ്ടത്? മരണം വരെ ഈ പെണ്ണിന് അത്രത്തോളം എൻ്റെ മോന് ഞങ്ങൾ ഈ പെണ്ണ്.
Now, my colleague Shankar is joining me on this from Thiruvananthapuram. Shankar, do tell us what is the family, Deepak's family, saying right now. We understand that the woman who shared that video alleging sexual harassment is now on the run, and the family says that it is she who, in fact, led to the suicide of Deepak in this case. They've also filed an FIR, we understand.
Yes, the incident took place last week while Deepak who committed suicide on Sunday morning, was travelling in a public sector bus, Kerala State Road Transport Corporation from Calicut to Kannur. This woman who raised the allegation against him is a member of Indian Union Muslim League, and she was a ward member of IUML in Vadagara Panchayat in Calicut. Actually, she shot a video while traveling with him in the bus. Like there was a huge rush in the bus, and she shot a video and shared online, stating that this particular Deepak misbehaved with him and inappropriately touched her private parts. And the video she shared online, soon it went viral. But a large section of the society claimed that the touch in the video, it was seen that the Deepak's elbow was brushing against the chest of this woman, and everyone who saw the video claimed that it was an accidental touch, like due to the rush inside the bus. But in the meantime, it provided Deepak the maximum damage, and he was very much upset over this. And he had even contacted his friend, stating that he is going to legally move against her. But the very next day, Deepak did not come out of his room, and when his family members knocked the door several times, he was not coming outside. Later, the family members broke open the door, and he was found hanging in the room. And soon his body was taken. He was taken to a hospital, and he was confirmed dead. And in the suicide note, he says that he was complaining about this particular video and the damage it has caused to him, and he was very much upset over the incident. Soon it went viral. Even after his death, there was a huge uproar against this woman, stating that she unnecessarily targeted him, and her accusations were baseless, and it claimed the lives of this innocent man. So the police, Vattakara police, registered a case under not Vattakara, Calicut Medical College police registered a case under section 194 of Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita for unnatural death. After registering the case, there was a huge pressure on police to register a case against the woman who is absconding right now, and the police have taken measures to freeze her passport to avoid her escaping to a Gulf country. And in the meantime, there were rumors that she had already escaped, but it is yet to be verified by the police. And the family members even approached the Chief Minister and the DGP with a complaint stating demanding a transparent probe into the case. And as per the direction of the Chief Minister and the DGP, the Calicut police added a section 108 for abetment of suicide against a woman, which is a non-bailable section, and the search has been intensified. The police visited the house of Deepak today morning and even yesterday and recorded the statement of his family members, and the probe has been intensified. In the meantime, the State Human Rights Commission registered a case voluntarily and directed the Kannur DIG to register a case and to probe the case more efficiently. The Kannur DIG was asked to submit a report in this regard in 1 week, and the probe is going on.
Shankar, I understand. So this is where the situation currently stands. The woman who put out the video is absconding, and the legal search for, in fact, is underway. Thank you, Shankar, for joining us and giving us those details. And now, viewers, another setback for senior IPS officer Ramachandra Rao. Following the suspension, the Director General of Police has now ordered a departmental inquiry. And this is into the viral video controversy. Now, the probe pertains to the allegations that Ramachandra Rao recorded private videos while in uniform and indulged in inappropriate conduct inside the office during his tenure as IGP. Now, in fact, authorities say that the seriousness of the allegations is what has prompted the decision for an internal investigation in this case. Remember, he was earlier suspended, and now the next step has been taken where a departmental inquiry has been ordered into this controversy regarding the videos which went viral of, in fact, Ramachandra Rao being in uniform and indulging in obscene acts with the women inside the office. So that's the big development coming in the Sleaze Gate. In fact, at this point, this is where another step has now been taken, wherein departmental inquiry has been ordered. All right, my colleague Niranjan is now joining me with more on this. And Niranjan, we understand that after the suspension, now a departmental inquiry has been ordered after the videos circulated showing Ramachandra Rao in compromising positions with several women in uniform. Give us more details.
Well, it's a very pathetic state of affairs where just imagine in a state where the DGP rank officer is the senior most police officer in any particular state. And you expect police officers, and look at the irony, we just broke a story a few seconds back of a woman who claimed harassment, posted the video on social media, and the man she accused of committed suicide. And immediately we came to the story where a police officer, so when you have a concern, when you have a story like this, when you've been harassed, you go to the police, right? In the state of Karnataka, the senior most police officer, DGP rank officer, in a Sleaze Gate controversy, can you imagine the senior most police officer allegedly, as per allegations, recorded videos of women in his room? And then these videos go public. Now, we don't know who the victims are, but they're not one or two, there are several victims, we are told. Inside the DGP's office, there's such a huge Sleaze Gate scandal that is in the state of Karnataka. There is a DGP rank officer who you see in the video In fact, the video is even worse. We can't even show these videos on television because of, obvious reasons, right? But the thing is, yesterday when the video came out, this particular officer, a DGP rank officer, first response was to allege that the video was fabricated, video was AI generated, video was fake. And then it turns out after every media house, starts running it in the state of Karnataka, right? And then the chief minister, the state government starts to take note. And then they are forced to come out and say that, yes, we are inquiring into it, there are serious problems. It does not appear to be fabricated. We don't know. It will have to be forensically examined. But the fact is, a DGP rank officer, allegation is he shot videos secretly of women inside his chamber. And if he's a senior most police officer in a state, you can just imagine the state of affairs. We were talking about progress for the people, power to the people. Look at this.